Today's lesson is about these Part C, what are called Medicare Advantage plans for people on Medicare. And what you're doing with a Part C Medicare Advantage plan is you're privatizing your Medicare. Or in other words, the government is outsourcing your Medicare with your permission. So you're going to sign an authorization, or you're going to give it electronically. It's going to say, it's okay. I used to get my Medicare Part A and Part B directly from the government, and I had a supplement with it, or I've considered that. I'm just turning 65, but I don't want to get it that way. I want the government to send this insurance company a check every month to take me on to their benefit plan. So you're privatizing, or you're taking your Medicare and moving it to a private insurance company. So why would you want to do that? Okay, one of the main reasons is you don't have to pay a Medicare Supplement premium. In fact, you can't have a supplement and a Medicare Advantage plan because a supplement only works with original Medicare Parts A and B. So when you go onto a Part C plan, you can't even have a Medicare Advantage, and that plan is going to cost you $100 to $200 a month. Not only can you not have it, you're not going to have to pay for it. So that's the biggest advantage, is now you're going to get your Medicare from somebody like Humana or Aetna or AARP, United Healthcare, Cigna, WellCare. We represent these plans. You're no longer going to need and can't have a Medicare supplement. So right off the bat, you're saving $100, $200 a month, depending upon what your premium was. Also, a Medicare Part C plan is going to include the Part D drug plan. So that's all included in part of the package, and many of these plans have no premium or a very low premium, and it includes the Part D, so you won't have to pay for that either. Okay, it's another plus. Many of them include extra benefits that are added in there that aren't part of original Medicare, like dental plans, vision. There's some of them that have meal plans, rides to the doctor. They've gotten very creative in a lot of those. And so we just wanted to go through and talk about these things favorably, and we have many clients. I put my mother on one of these when she was in her 80s. She had a Medicare Supplement and original Medicare for 20-some years, but when she was at the end of her life, and for a number of reasons, one of which that the Medicare Supplement was costing her $300 a month, and we really needed that money to pay for her care, and we put her on a fine Medicare Advantage plan, and she just finished her life just fine with this. So don't want anybody to get the idea that we don't look upon these favorably. We have many clients. We have some husbands and wives where one of them has a Medicare Advantage plan and the other has original Medicare and a supplement. So this is a real personal decision. Now let's talk about the cons for just a second. Why would you not want one of these? Well, number one is the network, and that's really the biggest reason, is you're going to need to go to their doctors and their hospitals, which makes these things not travel very well. If you spend part of the year in Florida, you travel to see your grandkids for extended periods of time, or you may be one of these people that would want to go to a specialist for some particular thing, and now all of a sudden you're going out of network, and that could create some difficulties for you. With original Medicare, you can go to anybody that takes Medicare. Okay, another reason is you're going to have co-payments and deductibles smaller than original Medicare, but you're going to have some more out-of-pocket when you're using care. It's kind of small out-of-pocket, but it adds up, and differently than original Medicare and a supplement. So this is a consideration, and we can go over those with you. And then the third thing is you can only change this once a year, and that's basically in the fall, which is the annual enrollment. Now there are some special enrollment situations, but by and large, you can only make changes in your plan once a year. So we wanted to have a conversation to just talk about Medicare Advantage, Part C, why you'd want to do it. We're not necessarily recommending this for everyone, but we wanted to talk about it in a favorable light. So I've written a couple of books about these retirement subjects. I'm Hans Scheil, and I thank you for listening.